Do you ever wish you could train your wife like you'd train a pet? Maybe you've dreamed of having her respect you deeply, without questioning or arguing. If so, you're not alone. It's a thought most men have had, though not one they often say out loud. And we all know why. Because if we did, the feminists, social justice warriors, and politically correct crowd would lose their minds. I mean, you can almost hear their outrage. Who in the world trains his wife? Who do you think you are? You a sexist, misogynist, male chauvinist pig. Ignore those jokers. Because if you're here, it's for an important reason. If your wife's behavior has crossed the line and you wish she was more obedient or respectful, then you're ready to explore a new approach. Look, it's okay to even feel a little guilty over wanting to tame your wife. But here's the truth. It's not your fault. If anything, you can blame the happy wife, happy life nonsense pushed by modern culture. I'm sure you've seen it yourself. The better you treat your wife, the worse she treats you. The more you cater to her, the more she takes advantage of you. Show her kindness, and she sees it as weakness. Show her compassion, and she takes it as a chance to dominate you. If you keep giving her control, she'll only push harder until she's completely in charge. So what went wrong? Why do women act out and become demanding, angry, and yes, often bitchy to their husbands? And more importantly, how can you correct her shitty behavior without landing in divorce court or in front of a judge? Now look, this isn't about a shock collar or boot camp for wives, though maybe it should be. This is Shogun Method, and it's for men who want authority in their marriages, not subservience. You're here, and I hope you're ready to absorb this knowledge with an open mind, because it's likely you won't find this anywhere else. There's a truth most won't acknowledge, but you should hear it. Women aren't happiest when they're in control. They're happiest following a man they trust, a strong man, a dominant man, someone who says, "I've got this," instead of deferring decisions to her. Yes, it's politically incorrect, but it's the truth. Women thrive under the leadership of a strong, confident partner. Men who are afraid to take the lead will always be pushed around. What you're going to learn may shake you to the core, but relax. You don't need to make drastic changes overnight. I'll show you a strategy to assert control gradually, so she respects and obeys you without resistance. And this strategy involves a combo of 3 Shogun Method tactics, namely emotional blackmail, gaslighting, and fractionation. We'll dig deep into each tactic, so remember to take notes. Let's start with emotional blackmail. If you've ever heard your wife say, "If you loved me, you'd do this," she's using emotional blackmail on you. Women do this naturally. It's how they're wired in their psyche. But now, it's time to turn the tables and use this same tactic on her. It's subtle, but powerful. It's how you guide her behavior without giving orders or ultimatums. Let's get practical with some real-life examples so you can see exactly how emotional blackmail works in action. Let's say you're out with friends and she undermines you with a rude comment or makes you the butt of a joke. Instead of arguing with her in front of everyone, wait until you're alone and say, "If you can't respect me around others, then I won't go out with you next time." You're not raising your voice or getting angry. You're just calmly pointing out that her behavior has a cost. You're showing her that if she wants your company in social settings, respect is non-negotiable. Simple, but effective. Now, here's another example. If she's slacking off on her responsibilities as a mother, don't nag. Instead, lay it out like this. When you don't handle your part as a mum, your children may grow up hating you. Don't blame me when that happens. This shows her that when she pulls her weight, there's more room for good times together. If not, she'll lose the affection from her children, and that's devastating for any mother. Here's a third example. Maybe she's always nitpicking your choices or questioning your decisions. Don't argue. Use this line instead. "Is that what a good wife will say?" This is about making her think twice before coming down on you. You're showing her a higher standard to aspire to as a wife. Over time, she'll realize that respect brings her closer to you, while disrespect does the opposite. These examples show that emotional blackmail is all about letting her feel the consequences of her actions, not barking orders. You're not giving her a list of rules. She's simply learning that certain behaviors get her closer to you, while others create distance. Often, emotional blackmail is tactical and in your face, which means it can get resisted easily. She gets what you're doing immediately, and it may cause resentment and pushback. Gaslighting is covert, and so she may not know what you're doing until it's too late. Now here's the thing. Gaslighting isn't some evil tactic. It's just a tool, and if you use it right, it becomes your best ally for making her second-guess her own thoughts and start looking to you for guidance. Think of gaslighting as your secret weapon for getting her to lean on you, to see you as the only one who can make sense of things when she's unsure. Gaslighting isn't about breaking her down or hurting her. It's about leading her to doubt her own snap judgments, especially when she's getting too cocky. Let's dive into some everyday examples of how to pull this off. Let's say she's accusing you of forgetting something important, like an anniversary or a plan she made. Don't immediately go into defensive mode. Instead, hit her with something like, "Are you sure you told me that? I don't remember it at all." Or even better, "I think you're mixing things up. We never agreed on that." By saying this, you're planting a seed of doubt. Suddenly, she's not so sure if she's right, or if maybe she did indeed forgot to mention it. She'll begin to question her own memory and rely on you to set the record straight. The second example is about deflecting an accusation. Let's say she's accusing you of checking out other women or spending time with female friends. Flip it back on her. "Wait, why would I even be interested in someone else? You're really overthinking this." Or, if she's particularly persistent, try, "You're imagining things. You know I don't do that." With this approach, you're not defending yourself. You're making her question if she's seeing things that aren't even there. She'll doubt her own perceptions, and that's exactly what you want. Her jealousy becomes a non-issue when she's too busy questioning her own suspicions. The third example is about controlling a fallout. Imagine she's upset about something you did, and she's giving you an earful. Instead of apologizing, take control of the situation with something like, "Why are you reacting like this? It's really not a big deal." Or go further, "I think you're being way too sensitive about this." When you use this line, you're not just brushing off her reaction, you're making her question if her feelings are even justified. This makes her more likely to rely on you to keep her grounded, and she'll come to see you as the one who doesn't get caught up in emotions. The three examples I gave you show the beauty of gaslighting is in its simplicity. You're not forcing her to believe something. You're just planting doubt. And once that doubt takes root, she'll see you as the one who brings clarity and reason. You're the anchor, the guy who doesn't get swept up in overthinking or drama. Some might say gaslighting is wrong, but here's the reality. All relationships have a power dynamic. Either you take the lead, or she will. Gaslighting, used with finesse, tips the scales in your favor. She'll gradually learn that her own judgment might be off, and she'll start to look to you for reassurance and stability. Now, the combo of emotional blackmail and gaslighting can be enough for wife training in many instances. But if you want to know how to train your wife like Shogun men, then learning fractionation is 100% essential. Fractionation is the secret sauce in Shogun Method. This is the most powerful tool for capturing her emotions and making her addicted to you. Women are hardwired for emotional highs and lows. They crave drama, even if they say they hate it. Fractionation is about giving her exactly that, a roller coaster of emotions that leaves her feeling more bonded to you than ever. Now forget about being steady and predictable. That's exactly what bores her to death. Fractionation is about swinging her from one emotion to another, from highs to lows, and back again, over and over. Done right, it's hypnotic, and she won't be able to resist the pull. Let's look at some ways to apply fractionation in real-life situations. Your woman is married to you, and yet she'll still want you to compliment her. But here's the catch. Too many compliments, and she'll take them for granted. Instead, give her a compliment when she least expects it. "You look stunning today. You have no idea how beautiful you are." Then, next time she fishes for a compliment, say something neutral like, "Yeah, you look all right." This shift makes her work for your approval. She's left wanting to win back that validation, which pulls her closer to you. Compliments become a reward, not a guarantee, making them even more powerful. Here's another way to fractionate her. One evening, surprise her with unexpected affection. Maybe you take her hand, look her in the eye and say, "I don't tell you this enough, but you really mean a lot to me." Then pull back. The next day, be a little more aloof, busy with your own thing. She'll wonder if she's done something wrong, and that small insecurity will make her want more of your attention. This emotional push-pull works wonders. It keeps her feeling the highs of connection, followed by a little taste of uncertainty. And that contrast? That's what makes her feel alive and hooked on you. The third example is about Shogun Method style storytelling. When you're sharing with her about your day or a story from your past, play with her emotions. Start with something positive. Today was amazing. I got some good news at work. Then switch the tone suddenly. But then I had this really frustrating thing happen. Finish on a high note, bringing her back to a positive feeling. But in the end, it all worked out. Life is good. With this kind of storytelling, you're leading her emotions up and down in waves, keeping her fully engaged and invested in what you're saying. She'll feel like she's right there with you, feeling each twist and turn. And that's what makes her bond with you even deeper. Fractionation is powerful because it taps into the natural addiction women have for emotional highs and lows. You're giving her drama and excitement without toxic fighting or negative fallout. This isn't about being fake or playing games. It's about using what already works in the female mind to make her crave you. Some people might say this is manipulative, but here's the thing. All relationships are based on emotions, and if you're not leading those emotions, they'll lead you. So, instead of letting her drift away out of boredom, you're actively keeping her engaged, keeping her drawn to you. Once you master fractionation, you'll find she's more connected to you than ever. She'll crave the highs and lows, the warmth and the distance, and she'll look to you to keep bringing that roller coaster of emotions that keeps her hooked. This is what genuine attraction is about, and with fractionation, you're in the driver's seat. Okay, we're coming to the end of this video, and so here's the takeaway. Learning how to train your wife isn't optional if you want a lasting marriage. Either you assume control, or she will. This isn't just about restoring balance. You must lead, and she must follow. There are only two paths in marriage. Either you step up and claim control, or she'll continue to walk all over you. It's not something to take lightly. Your marriage's survival depends on your willingness to take action, to stand as the strong, unwavering force she needs. Shogun Method has armed you with the tools: emotional blackmail, gaslighting, and above all, fractionation. These aren't just tricks, they're essential tactics for any man who wants more than just surface-level respect from his wife. They're the foundation for establishing a deep, powerful connection where she looks to you as the anchor of her world. But here's the truth. With what you've learned from me today, you're only scratching the surface. To truly master these techniques and secure the devotion and submission you deserve, you need to go way deeper than this. This is where the Shogun Method online masterclass comes in. If you're serious about transforming your marriage, it's time to dive into the most advanced techniques Shogun Method has to offer, starting with fractionation. So, here's what to do next. Head to fractionation.org to enroll in the online masterclass. Learn the exact steps, word-for-word routines, and powerful strategies to build a lasting bond of trust and submission. Don't leave the future of your marriage to chance. Take action and reclaim your place as the dominant force in her life. Remember, it's time to train your wife, not just hope she'll change on her own. The choice is yours, so make it count. Train your wife. Turn her into a loving, respectful woman who is always by your side, supporting you as you fulfill your masculine purpose. Shogun Method shows you how. Fractionation.org